Hey guys, Jonathan here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, earlier this year, I got to go to LEGO headquarters, which of course is in Billund, Denmark, where the new $130 Iron Man figure was revealed. I absolutely cannot wait to build this thing myself, but I want to give a huge shout out to Aaron Newman, the designer of this, who I also have an interview with you can check out on the channel as well. But definitely stick around. This reveal is awesome, and it's so cool to see his passion for this set. So let's get into it and reveal the Iron Man figure.
We have the Iron Man Mark III Collector's Edition. This is a really awesome brick-built version of the first red and gold suit that we see Iron Man in the MCU. So it's really iconic, one of our favorite moments in the MCU, one of my personal favorite moments in the MCU at least. The figure is, fully detailed, 360 degrees, lots of amazing features, posability, of course. You gotta have a little bit of that. You can, of course, do all kinds of fun poses. There's some bending in the waist. So this can look good on display so many different ways. We're really happy with how it's turned out. You get the little air flaps and stuff like that as well. Not only do you get the incredible brick-built figure, but we also have an exclusive Mark III minifigure featuring arm printing. So we're really excited to bring this character back in an even cooler way than ever before. We were really excited to do a brick-built figure in Superheroes. We know there's some other brick-built figures in the portfolio as well. So our hope is that this one also is gonna look really good on display with those if you happen to collect them. It shares some of this detail, scaling, expectations that have been set so high by the Star Wars team, for instance. So this is this is the model. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? I hope not concerns.
Yeah. Brian from Blocks Magazine.
Hi.
What's the trick, Aaron, with getting a figure that looks that detailed and display friendly, but still has that articulation? What are some of the things that you have to factor in?
Absolutely. So many of our models are made to look like really cool display pieces. But with a character like this, you want to have some degree of posability inherent in there. And that does pose certain challenges around how to include joints, where to include joints, what kind of joints you do. Something like this, the waist pivot is really easy to mask and it has a really solid payoff, for the posability options. The shoulders were really important to us to include because, of course, you want to have him be able to do that Iron Man stance, but also have a bit more of a neutral power stance. Meanwhile, the legs, while very specifically positioned to have that the A stance, but also this really natural turn out, those are not movable because, of course, then there's some stability difficulties with having the figure, latched into the stand. That's really important so that when you're moving it on a table, as you saw just now, or bringing it onto a shelf or down to show your friends, you don't worry about the model falling over. Yeah.
Are those sausage fingers?
So the fingers are using an element that I believe was originally developed for Superheroes for the children's buildable figure collection that they have. It's used here though with a fun new connection. We have it's hard to see from here, but I hope you check it out on the real model closer up. We're using the collectible series F1 Halo piece inside of the fingers to be able to get not just this articulation, but a little bit of this, which is much more natural. It was really important to us that Iron Man had all 5 fingers, and that poses some challenges in a Lego system building sense, but we're really happy with how that turned out. Yeah. Yes?
How does the size and scale compare to the Iron Man bust from earlier this year?
It's a really good question. So the scale is actually slightly different. The bust has a sort of a core of the head of like 4 Lego modules. So it's slightly bigger. And even one module of difference actually has big cascading effects for the scale in general. Here we were looking to do a core of 3 to make it just a little bit smaller so that we could get the entire figure in the set, right? So if you have the bust and you have the figure, both are from different suits, so you have that difference, but you also get a slight scale difference. So it's not like we've just taken the bust and made a figure to match. This is all a new building experience and a new design compared to the bust.
Prints or stickers?
All prints.
With the design process, what was your starting point?
Yeah,
for
it's a
Iron
really good question. So this model, I was looking back on my my history of working on this, because I've taken this model from the first concept all the way through its maturation, which is such a privilege, and I'm super excited about the model, obviously.
It's your baby.
It's my baby, it's my red baby. When making a character like this, one of the most important things to get right is the face and the facial expression, because that's when you look at a character or an animal, we do a lot of animals as well in Lego, the first place you look usually is the face, so to speak. How does the eye contact? How is the proportions and that? So we started off with the head, and that actually went through a lot of different iterations as well within this sort of scale, many different build-ups to get to one that we felt was the best possible version. And then from there, it's I usually tend to work from the outside in when I'm doing a creature or a character like this, because the head is important. The arms and the legs, a lot of times you have less room to work, so to speak. So you have to make sure that part is really polished. And then it's about marrying it all together in the torso. In the case of this one, it was also a lot of looping, re-looping around stability. I went through like 3 different leg designs before finding one that works just right. But the original version of the figure also had more posability, but again, because of stability considerations and wanting to align with other display figures in the portfolio, we opted for less posability in favor of a better overall expression, more detail, more sculpting. Because as soon as you add, moving knee joints into something this big, it gets much bulkier. And in this case, we wanted to make the perfect playable display piece, but that really has that film accuracy and that sculpting all around. Yeah.
Were there limitations around where you could place the metallic pieces?
Yes. Just speaking to that a little bit. Yeah, we I would say maybe for 30 seconds considered doing pearl gold instead of the drum lacquered metallic gold. But first of all, to align with the bust that we already have on the market. Second of all, to get that metallization is so cool on a display model like this, but it does come with additional constraints, of course, around which kinds of pieces you're able to use and which not. This model introduces 2 new drum lacquered elements. First of all, you see here on the thigh, we've got a half circle tile in drum lacquer for the first time, and we also have a 2-length cheese slope. So the reason we made those pieces was to, because of course you can make those shapes out of existing elements that have already been drum lacquered before, but we felt really strongly about wanting to reduce the number of seam lines on the build and make it really feel glossy and like these are single chunks of armor essentially. So it helped also, with some of the details elsewhere to make those new elements. But it definitely was a challenge to design with the drum lacquering, but it's 100% paid off, I think, because the contrast with the dark red and the shiny gold has that degree of authenticity that we really were looking for this time. Yeah. Was that it? Oh. Yeah, just
One last question, please.
Aaron, you mentioned that this was something you did the concept model for. Was
Yes.
that something that you were doing just as an exploration, or was it a brief that you were given?
Yeah, so periodically throughout the development cycle of Lego design, there's periods where model designers and element designers and graphic designers, the whole organization can sort of pitch product ideas that are outside their usual scope of work. For any of you who maybe know me from before or know some of the sets I've worked on, my home is on the Creator 3-in-1 team. So this is a sort of a step into the superheroes team. I'm so lucky that they chose to let me work on this. But it was something where I was really passionate about this character, about this specific suit, about making the ultimate buildable Iron Man. And so during one of those periodic ideation open forum things, I basically signed up for a team that was not my normal team, created the first draft of what would become this set, and then worked my way to seeing it through its whole life cycle. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you.
So let me know what you thought of the Iron Man figure. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and don't miss my interview with Aaron where we break this down even further on the channel.